Hey, what do you say? Episode number 39 of the Run In podcast. What's good? My name is Tommy Paradise.
It's showtime, folks, and it's your boy DJ. For now, I'm live here in the rafters.
That's right, but you're about to jump on a jet plane, my friend.
About to be leaving on a jet plane about this time tomorrow night, actually.
Yeah, a 26-hour layover.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna be living in Salt Lake City for a minute, and then they're gonna allow me to fly into Connecticut.
I hope you're ready, man. Ready? Saturday, high of 30 degrees. Sunday, high of 35. Monday, high of 41. After you leave, 56, 58, 59, 57.
Oh, ain't that about him? And see, that's the temperature it is now. Like, it's about 54 degrees now.
That's awesome.
But no, it's going to be on the verge of snowing when I'm there. But no, I think I'll be all right. I think I can. I think the Northern California has thickened my blood enough to where I think I'll be all right.
We're going to be inside a lot, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Or I'll just have a shot of whiskey. What the hell? And then...
There you go. Quick reminder, the Run In podcast is now brought to you by Figure Collections. Make sure you hit up figurecollections.com and go to youtube.com/Figure Collections and subscribe to their YouTube channel. We got a couple new sponsors on board today, or this week, I should say. We will get into those a little bit later on, but thank you to Fig Tees and Stack of Cards for jumping on board and giving your boys a little sponsorship. We had a giveaway last week of a Cody Rhodes t-shirt, and I'm going to announce the winner of that right now for you. All you had to do was retweet our episode tweet or share on Instagram that you were listening. And our winner of the Cody Rhodes t-shirt is Pasco Figs 71 on Instagram.
Oh, look at that.
PASCOFIGS 71 on Instagram. He's a loyal listener too. He tweets us out all the time and shares it on Instagram and stuff like that. So he's a member of the Fig Cave as well. Check out thefigcave.com. So he's getting
a dope name too.
Yeah, he is getting himself a Cody Rhodes t-shirt. We'll get that out into the mail this week for you, buddy. Just shoot me your message or shoot me your address. Give me that DM. I got the bang going, man, DJ. It's been a long week. I am exhausted. So we'll see how I'm holding up at the end of this episode. I got a Star Blast bang, which is one of my favorite flavors.
All right.
What do you got?
I got the drip going. Like me, so tonight it's like me and Montez got.
Oh, look at that!
Got the cups, yeah. So yeah, feeling pretty good.
That's right, guys. You can watch our episodes now on YouTube. Usually they drop the Monday after the audio version was released, but we said, why the hell not? Throw them up on YouTube there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can search for the Run In podcast. I know we were getting close to the 100 subscriber milestone on the YouTube channel. Let's see here. Where are we at? Oh, we're at 98. We're so close. Yeah. So close. We need two more to be able to tell you to go to Run In, or to tell you to go to youtube.com/runinpod or Run In podcast or whatever it is. So give us those two more subscribers. We're so close. So close. We do have our episodes up there, a couple of unboxings, toy hunts. DJ is going to film his trip out here. I'm going to film some stuff while he's out here. So lots of stuff on there. And if you want to see our weekly purchases or just see what our ugly faces look like, you guys can check that out as well on our YouTube channel. What else we got here for housekeeping? We are going to get into some good stuff this week. We got a lot of wrestling to talk about. We got our predictions for AEW Revolution, which will be the first AEW pay-per-view I ever watch. I've never watched another.
That's one. Right.
Or never watched one. A lot of wrestling news to talk about, a lot of figure news as well. And then we'll get into some good stuff here with Falls Count Anywhere as well. We're going to talk a little bit. Don't forget to be following along on social media, Instagram, Twitter. We got our March Madness contest going on, and we're going to actually record separate episodes every week to talk about what's happened the past week of our March Madness contest, the upsets, the wins, who should have beat who. We're not going to get into that in that episode, but we want you to be following along on this episode. We're going to want you to follow along on social media so that you can vote on Instagram, vote on Twitter. And man, this week was wild.
It was. This is almost better than the basketball tournament. I was like, wait, what's going on? When I was going to watch the vote.
We haven't had like any huge upsets yet. I'm wondering who the huge upset is going to be. So we're doing that all month long. We're going to crown the winner, by the way, of the best chain restaurant in America. Best chain restaurant in America. Also coming up, I think it starts this week. I got to double check my calendar. I want to do this not weird thing, but this thing where I post a different wrestling shirt that I own 30 days going into WrestleMania. So I believe starts 30 days till WrestleMania, or we hit the 30-day till WrestleMania mark. So keep an eye on our social media for that as well.
When is that? When is the first day of the 30?
Wednesday, March 10th. So every day that's this Wednesday. I'm going to post a different wrestling shirt. I might be wearing it. I might just have it hanging up. I'm going to try to wear a different wrestling shirt every 30 days. If you're watching on YouTube, I got this sick, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm rocking a Nails t-shirt right now.
Nails
that I got from Stash Pages. Awesome shirt. They got some great stuff up there. Check them out.
You know what? I think so. My 30 days, this is like Lent for us, I guess. For my 30 days, you know what? I'll do a wrestling fig, like just a
30 days of wrestling. I like it. I like it. We got to come up with some good hashtags for that.
Right.
So 30 days till Mania. You're gonna do a fig, and I'm gonna do shirts. I like it, dude. Shirts and figs. Maybe that's what the hashtag will be. Hashtag run in shirts and figs or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out and let you guys know. Speaking of shirts, Pro Wrestling Tees. There is a sale right now until March 8th. All you got to do is use the code MADNESS to save 20% off. And me and DJ.
Madness.
Yeah, me and DJ, we've got some stuff in the hopper that's going to be dropping hopefully by the time this episode airs. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye on the Run-In Podcast, Pro Wrestling Tees store. Keep an eye on our social media. 2 new shirts should be dropping within the next few hours. And you're going to want them. And all I'm going to say is East Coast versus West Coast. East Coast, West Coast, baby.
The 2 best franchises in basketball. So I will.
You're saying too much. You're saying too much. I'm about to mute you. You're saying too much. You're saying too much.
Hey, that could be. There's 30 teams here with people that got fandom all over the place, so they still don't know.
ProWrestlingTees.com/runinpod, 20% off. Also, just gonna run down a quick list here. I'll probably forget somebody, but we got a bunch of friends that have Pro Wrestling Tees stores. Make sure you hit up their stores too. To call up, hit up Kenny's Pro Wrestling Tees store, WrestleGeddon podcast, Coming Down the Aisle, Turnbuckle Tavern, and our boy Extra Cooler, who helped us out with these new designs. So make sure you hit up his store as well. I'm actually going to buy an Extra Cooler shirt.
His store is not fair. Like that's not fair.
It's so good. So as soon as our new shirts hit our store, I'm going to buy one of our shirts and one of his shirts. And I got a couple other shirts that I'll talk about in weekly purchases. But speaking of Kenny, man, no corrections 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. What a streak. What a streak we're on.
Well, you're a little bit fatigued tonight, so I think we're probably going to break that.
We could. I'm chugging this bang right now. I'm like, it's good once it hits your lips.
Once it hits your lips, you're like Frank the Tank with the bangs there.
That's right. Yeah. So keep an eye out for the new shirts. We got a lot going on here with the Run-In podcast. Keep an eye on the shirts. Make sure you're following along on Instagram.
We're getting a push here.
A little bit. No Bobby Lashley push yet, but we're getting there. Just make sure you're following along on social media. I know we talked about that, but the Twitter is at Run-In Podcast, and the Instagram is at the Run-In Pod. We should have a website up soon too. I know I keep saying that like almost every week, but shortly we will have a website up. DJ,
it'll happen.
It'll happen. You ready to get in the ring, my man?
Let's do it. Let's get in the ring.
Let's get in the ring. In the Ring is brought to you by our boy over at Buy Sell Trade Toys. He's on Instagram at Buy Sell Trade Toys. BuySellTradeToys.com. Use the code RUN10. Save yourself 10% at checkout. All right, let's get right to it, man. I mentioned it in the beginning here. AEW Revolution is this week.
Yes, it is.
It's this weekend.
And we'll be watching it together.
That's right. And then, of course, we'll be live in the Fig Cave group afterwards, giving our reaction with some of the other admins of that group and stuff. So make sure you join over at thefigcave.com, giving all our reaction to AEW Revolution. And let me just tell you this. I'm going to make a bold prediction here for AEW Revolution, the post show, the reaction show. I'm going to be willing to bet that Phil Gentile from the Fig Cave podcast, admin of the group, Hot Take Kid, is going to shit on AEW.
He's like,
he's going to shit on AEW.
I didn't like any of it. I didn't know.
I don't hate AEW, but here's what they did wrong. Honest to God, I'm guilty of too. I'm just busting his balls, but I'm guilty of doing that myself. So let's get right to it, man. AEW Revolution. It's this Sunday, as I mentioned. This is my first AEW pay-per-view I'll be watching live and in person. Okay. Wikipedia has 7 matches listed. One thing I don't like is that they all have some kind of stupid stipulation. There's a lot of like gimmick matches. So let's get into it. We always go from like the bottom up.
Right.
So the first match listed is Rio and Thunder Rosa versus Dr. Britt Baker and Rebel. Now I am the defending champion, DJ. So this is weird for me that I'm the defending champion.
Yes, it is. And I'll have the title with me.
That's right. You got to bring that bad boy out here. Rio and Thunder Rosa versus Dr. Britt Baker and Rebel. So I get to pick first.
Right.
Man. I don't think I know enough about like why this match is happening to pick a winner. So I'm going to go with my heart, and I'm going to go with Britt Baker and Rebel.
Okay. Well, so basically, just like we're getting a pretty good rivalry here with Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. That's pretty much why we're having this match. I'm going with Thunder Rosa.
All right.
Rio.
I think Thunder Rosa is about to get a good push though in AEW. Like what's up with the women's tournament? I honestly I've been watching AEW, but I wouldn't say I've been like paying super much attention to it.
They had the final on last night.
All right. So but one of them is going to face one of the women for. Oh yes, okay, I see it now. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I'm like, it's probably up there.
It is. Getting ahead of myself. Remember, folks, I'm super tired. Next match, Tag Team Royale for a future AEW World Tag Team Championship match. Lots of teams in this match. This looks like it's going to be a fucking mess. We got Bear Country versus the Dark Order So it's Alex Reynolds and John Silver and Evil Uno and Stu Grayson versus Inner Circle, Butcher and the Blade, Private Party, Top Flight, Death Triangle, which is Pac and Ray Phoenix, Varsity Blondes, Seidel Brothers, SoCal Uncensored, Natural Nightmares, Chaos Project, and Gun Club versus TBA. I don't even know how we're going to pick this. Do you want to skip this one since there's 9 matches?
There's 9 matches. Yeah, I think that thing is impossible to pick. I mean, like I do like, I like Pac and Ray Phoenix. Like I think they're an excellent tag team. After that's a lot of people. That's a lot of tag teams.
A lot of tag and a lot of
that's a lot of arms and legs flying around. And
I don't want to.
That's going to be a spot fest. That's going to be a spot fest.
I want to like AEW, but it's sometimes, man, it's so hard. Because of stuff like this, it's like, why do they have a lot of tag teams? They have a lot of good tag teams. I understand. I respect the hell out of them trying to get everybody on the pay-per-view, but why should we care about the Varsity Blondes being in this match? Are they going to win? Probably not. Why should we care about Chaos Project? Never even heard of them. You know, like there's like a handful of these teams that I feel like Butcher and the Blade, they haven't been relevant in months. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. You want to skip this or you want to pick it? It's up to you.
Let's skip it.
All right, we're gonna skip.
Let's skip it. No, don't get. We don't need that.
We got enough of other stuff. All right, so Miro and Kip Saban with Penelope Ford. She's delicious.
Here we go.
Versus the Best Friends, Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor.
Okay, here we go. I think this is gonna be a damn good match, actually.
All right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, you get to pick first on this one.
Oh, I do. Okay, yeah, I'm going with the Juice.
All right.
It's hard to like if you look at Orange Cassidy's, even like just look at his record in pay-per-views. Kind of hard to argue with. So it's the Juice, man. Like, you know, how can you pick against the Juice?
Yeah, I want to pick Miro because I love him.
And Miro's a dope character right now. Yeah,
always been a fan. I hate that he left WWE and now he's like getting the same treatment. You know, he's
on the same spot,
same exact spot. He's in a wedding like angle. That's the same thing he was in when he left WWE. I think I got to go Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor too here.
Yep.
All right, on to the next one. It's man, they have this listed early. Exploding barbed wire death match.
Well, we know this is going to be the last match of the night.
Oh, absolutely. But they have it listed number 6 for some reason. Kenny Omega, the champion with Don Callis versus John. Let me try to say it like Justin Roberts. John Moxley.
And then, you know, Kenny Omega from North Carolina. You know.
Dude's got some pipes, but he's just obnoxious with some of that stuff. Who you pick? Actually, it's my pick first.
It is.
Man,
it's a tough match.
It is.
You can flip I damn near want to bring the coin back for this match because that's how close it is.
I think guys from TNA get involved. Don Callis gets involved.
Right.
I think it, especially with it being like a no DQ match. I'm going Kenny Omega.
Yeah, that's a. Like, first off, let me just say this. So to give my little bit of 2 cents about this match. This is like, you have labeled this a death match.
Somebody better fucking die. No, I'm just
but we've seen our share, you know, us wrestling fans, we have seen our share of death matches. Like, you know, we've seen, you know, Terry Funk versus you know, Cactus Jack, for example.
Yep.
They cannot afford to water this down, like, especially for like wrestling fans that are on the fence, like where they're like, you know, like kind of like you, where you're like, I want to like AEW. Give me I'm begging you for the reason for me to just be an AEW fan. Just say I'm an AEW fan, right?
Yeah, and I feel bad. I feel like I do. I know I was busting, like I said, I was busting Phil's balls earlier, but I feel like I'm shitting on AEW every week. Wait till we get to the top 3 things that I'm going to hit on them again a little bit. But I don't want to shit on. I'm a wrestling fan. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. I've always been a WWE guy or WWF guy, and I want to be like, oh, sweet, man. There's so much wrestling on. I love wrestling. It's all good.
Yep.
It's not always going to be the case. I get that, but like, AEW's on a stretch here where it's just like there's a lot of questionable things that they're doing. So they need to hit a home run with this.
Yes. No, and this is like I'm putting it on this match. Like, this match cannot be watered down. We need to pop like 8-9 times in this match. It is on this match. Like, and I'm talking about, like, so if you're listening to this and you're already an AEW fan, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people that are on the, like, this is for the people that are on the fence. Like, is this like, are you guys viable? Should I give you my money every week?
Yeah.
And this is the match that I feel like this is where you start bringing in other people.
And that's a good thing or a good point you brought up there, because if you weren't coming out here, if you weren't going to be out here this week, I would not coughin up $50 to watch this.
Exactly. No, I was doing the pirate thing. Like, I'll admit. And so, you know, but now, okay, you know, like I'm okay splitting this.
Yeah. Right.
Or if we find the bar that's playing this, we can go there.
Yep.
But like you said, $50 on to watch this on my own. They haven't gotten to that level for me yet.
Right.
So
I'm with you, man. So who you picking, Kenny? We got off on a tangent there. Who you picking?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Right.
Well, we
Kenny
got good content, right?
That's right.
So yeah, I gotta go with Kenny too. Sorry, like I know that's, but yeah, that all makes sense. Like it just makes but it's a tough pick though, because like this kind of a match is right up Moxley's alley. So I get that. I like anybody listening to me, I get that totally. But I just think that Moxley is, for this particular storyline and situation, he's too much of a loner. And that I think that's where he'll pay the price here.
Yeah.
And a hell of a match, though. It's going to be a hell. Like, if they do this right, it should be a hell of a match.
Dude's got no friends. He needs some friends for this match. I mean, Omega's got the Good Brothers. He's got Callis. He's got all kinds of guys to help him out.
Yeah, he's got basically the Bullet Club. So
yeah, yep. All right. Next match is Cody Rhodes versus Scorpio Sky versus Penta versus Lance Archer. Face of the Revolution ladder match. Jesus Christ. For a future AEW TNT Championship match. So
you might as well put in parentheses a Money in the Bank match. Like this is basically
versus Max Caster versus TBA. Man.
So even somebody else.
I picked the first one last time.
Okay.
Who are you picking on this one?
You know what? I said I'm a fan of this guy, and I think I just gotta ride with my man, and that's Scorpio Sky. Like I said, I'm a Scorpio Sky fan, and I'm a ride with my boy.
I'm a Max Caster fan.
Okay.
One thing we're going to talk about, which we'll talk about maybe a little bit later, is that show that we're sponsoring, Blitzkrieg Pro. He's been at that promotion a lot in the past. He's a good dude and a hell of an athlete. Love his mic skills. I don't see him ready for a title run yet, so I'm not going to pick him. It's going to come down to me. I think it comes down to Penta, because obviously they're splitting these guys up. Ray Phoenix and Penta, they're split up, obviously. I feel like they want to give him a push. So fuck it. You know what? I'm going to say Penta. I've sworn a lot already. So.
Well, I mean, like you got a guy with he's got one of the coolest AEW figures there is right now, like currently, in Penta, and the guy can go. Imagine
him versus Darby Allin, like just the figures that could be made for that match. Like they could do a 2-pack off of that, and
they could.
That would be phenomenal.
They could, or you could even if let's say Ray Phoenix is still they're just not a tag team, right? So you can do a 4-pack with like Darby Allin, Sting with Ray Phoenix and Penta, and I think that would be. People would buy that.
Some face paint figs. All right.
Face paint.
Next match here is Adam Page versus Matt Hardy. Another gimmick match. Big money match. Winner receives the loser's 2021 first quarter earnings. All right. So I've been shitting on them for having a lot of gimmick matches. That's kind of a funny, a funny angle for that match. I don't hate that completely.
Right.
I'm going to go Adam Page here though.
Same. I think this is Matt Hardy, doing the job as the veteran for Adam Page.
Yep.
Which is the right thing to do. That's what you're supposed to, that's what I believe Matt Hardy is there for. And Adam Page is there since he got the title match, at the first pay-per-view, I just really haven't people. Again, the people that complain about how WWE book people, I don't think Adam Page has been booked correctly at all. He should not have been a tag team champion. He should have been in both of these title pictures the whole time.
Yeah, he should definitely be in the main event. Definitely, he should be in the main event picture, I should say. Next match is Shida versus Rio. I'm gonna destroy her name, Mizunami. This is a singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship. My turn to no, your turn to pick first.
I think we retain here. Even though like I saw this young lady wrestle last night against Nyla Rose. She's very entertaining.
Yeah.
By the way, like you're gonna be very entertained. If you didn't watch on Wednesday night, she's a very entertaining wrestler.
Yep.
She reminds me of like a bigger Asuka. Which Asuka's style, like we got to remember, Asuka's style is kind of what they do in Japan. Like they do it like their wrestlers are a complete show,
right?
And that's what Asuka's doing, and that's what this young lady does. And so to see her against the champion here, I think this is gonna be a really good match. Like we're gonna have a lot of close falls, but I think she retains.
I'm gonna go Shida as well. Which kind of is like a useless point of that tournament. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly thought like Thunder Rosa was coming out of that tournament, or like
right,
a big name was going to come out of it. And then they're doing this tournament, and it's like on YouTube, and there's like they're in like a warehouse, like they're not even doing these matches in front of people. Like it's just a weird. Again,
which I would have picked Thunder Rosa. Like if Thunder Rosa made it to the finals, I would have picked Thunder Rosa.
Yep, for sure. And I think or Serena Deeb, like.
Yeah.
Push these women. Why are we getting some random stardom star or whatever? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. We got Team Taz, Brian Cage and Ricky Starks versus Darby Allin and Sting. We know who you're picking.
Yep. Why are we messing around about who am I picking? But go ahead.
I'm gonna go Darby and Sting as well. You think Sting gets a lot of action in this match, or you think this? I think this is a tag match by design, obviously, to like keep him kind of keep him. You know, he doesn't have to do a lot in a tag match. He's doing his
street fight,
right?
So
right. Sorry,
yeah.
I was thinking of straight up tag for some reason. I forgot to take everything has to have a kind of angle to it.
So it's a street fight, so they're gonna be all over the stadium and throwing hot dogs on each other and stuff like that. So Darby Allin's gonna jump off of somewhere ridiculous and probably either like with Darby Allin, you don't know if he's gonna crash and it's all about is he gonna crash and burn, or is he gonna actually land the move?
Yeah,
but he's gonna do something crazy.
I just hope Sting doesn't get hurt, man. I just hope Sting doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I think as long as he stays away from the buckle bomb, I think he can I think he can pretty much handle everything else. But just that particular move, to the way you gotta like curl your body up like that, I think he just he can't do that no more. Right. But throw some kicks, throw some punches, hit some people with chairs, stinger splash, scorpion death drop, bing, bada bing, bada boom,
Yep. Last match on this list is the Young Bucks versus Jericho and MJF for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Shit, man. It's
a tough one. This is a tough match to pick.
Another tough one. Who are you picking?
I think I just have this feeling. Like I could be totally wrong, but I just have this feeling Jericho and MJF do it.
All right. I'm going because I can't decide. I want my heart wants to pick MJF.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Bucks because
which is not a bad pick either. Like they haven't been champions that long, so I get that pick too.
Because I want to hold on to my belt.
And you want to hold you gotta score some points here. So
that's right. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 9 matches. We picked the same, and one we skipped. So that's I have to go with the Bucks just to be safe. Those are our predictions for the AEW Revolution pay-per-view. Make sure you are a member of the Fig Cave. You can go to thefigcave.com and become a member and join us for our live reaction show. Right now, we're going to take a quick little break and let you know all about figurecollections.com. Guys, how many figures do you have in your collection? 20, 50, 100. What about 43,000 figures? What? 43,000 figures. FigureCollections.com has a database of 43,000 action figures and toys, allowing you to search by character or series. You wonder how many freaking Undertaker figures there are? I'll give you a hint. It's over 300. You can see pictures of almost all of them by searching Undertaker in FigureCollections.com database. FigureCollections.com has been around since 2007, providing the best figure information, deals, and videos. You can get all the info over at FigureCollections.com. Check out the figure database today. It's FigureCollections.com. All right. And thanks again to Figure Collections for hooking us up with a little sponsorship deal. Make sure you check out that FigureCollections.com. All right. We're going to run through, because we talked so long about AEW Revolution. We're going to run through our top three things of the week in wrestling. We did this to kind of to shorten the length of our show, just so we can talk a little bit more wrestling and move on. So, DJ, you start up, man. Give me one of your three things.
Let's start with so we were just talking about the street fight, Sting looking a little bit better in this showing. Like, he didn't blow up. So he probably listened to us and got on the cardio last week after his showing last week. So it gave me confidence. Like, he did look like he was moving pretty good. Again, that Stinger splash for somebody, especially somebody that's 60 years old. If I'm 60 and I can do a Stinger splash like that, I'd be happy. So he looked better, and it did make me a little bit more excited about seeing this particular match.
Yeah, he did. He looked pretty good. The only time I think he looked bad was when they showed him right after he came out and he had snow still in his hair. I just don't get that whole entrance thing.
It should be brought to you by Head and Shoulders. I think they should just go with it.
I'm going to stick with, for my number one, I'm going to stick with AEW. Why? AEW has how many fucking guys on AEW Dark, right?
Uh-oh.
Why is Tully Blanchard wrestling? I get they're trying to recreate the Four Horsemen, but for one thing, don't call them the Four Horsemen. Just
even JJ Dillon came out with them.
Arn and Sean Spears and FTR but literally, why is Tully Blanchard wrestling? Why? He looked great. Don't get me wrong. He's in great shape. But
what's he, 70?
Yeah, he's got to be. There's no reason for them to be doing this, basically, is where I'm getting to with this. They have so many guys they could use. They could have. There's another way if they're trying to bring back a faction and have Arn and Tully be a part of it. There's other ways to do it. I feel like this is Tony Khan booking this as a fanboy, where he's like, "Oh my God, I have the Brainbusters. I have two of the Four Horsemen. Let's put them in the main event, or not the main event. Let's bring back the Four Horsemen." It's just it's the same thing, man, with bringing back Flair to Raw. I just feel like you're damaging the legacy at this point. Just let it be what it was.
Well, I mean, kind of going with what you're saying here. If I booked that match, I would have had Tully be the guy, be the cameraman that ends up interfering in the match, right?
Yeah.
And have Sean Spears in the match. If you're going to put him in the group, I'm fine with you putting him in the group. Because Tully was his manager, so that makes sense even in the story. But to have Tully wrestling and bring out the old United States title and
I did pop for a tweet I saw last night, though, where it was Tully Blanchard has had more matches in 2021 than Tessa Blanchard.
Yes. Oh man, I saw that tweet, and poor Tessa. I follow her. She's working out like crazy. She's ready to go.
Between that, the dude she married or is engaged to, tweeted that he was having a cheat day, and somebody, I forget the exact tweet or how it was worded, but somebody like commented underneath it, and it was making its way around the internet, and was like, "Oh, you probably wouldn't cheat, or you probably need to cheat on her because she's such a bitch," or something like that. Like, she's just got a terrible reputation, which is unfortunate.
But that is Tessa Blank. Like, he'll get his teeth knocked down his throat. Like, I wouldn't come anywhere close to cheating on Tessa.
We both have a couple more AEW notes here on our list. Why don't you mention yours first?
So Red Velvet, who is a talented wrestler. Like, she's really talented. Why does she look so much? Well, why does her gear and everything look so much like Sasha Banks?
So me and you didn't talk about this before. You guys know I was working. I kind of update. I do my updates to our little show list, and then I tell DJ like it's all set for him to do his, and then I don't see it again till like right before we start recording, and I print it out and make my notes on it and stuff like that. I had the same exact thought when I was watching AEW today. Same exact thought. Like, why are they ripping off Sasha Banks?
She doesn't need to. Like, and Red Velvet doesn't need. Like, so AEW fans, I'm telling you, Red Velvet doesn't need to do this. Like, she can have her own look and carry her own name. She does not need to look like Sasha Banks.
Yep, I agree with you. My other note for AEW for this week was he didn't look as bad as I thought he was going to look, but Shaq being on a go-home show, having nothing to do with the pay-per-view. Again, another like wasted spot. Like somebody else could have been in that spot. However, I'm sitting here, I'm looking at I still have like the AEW Revolution card pulled up. Shaq definitely gets involved in this match with Cody. In that ladder match, Shaq definitely gets involved. And maybe help Scorpio Sky now that I'm looking at the card and stuff, or Max Caster, and helps them win. But,
definitely Cody ain't winning. It's not happening. So that's the main thing.
I thought the thing in the ambulance was a little cheesy. I don't know how you thought or what you thought, but
I mean, I will give him credit for the table spot. Like, that's not an easy spot for somebody that is not a professional wrestler to do. And he had some pretty good, chest smacks. So he, he's still.
Yeah, I didn't think he looked as terrible as I thought he was going to look.
No, he was not the Great Khali for sure.
No, I would put him a step above Great Khali, but not as good as Giant Gonzalez. One thing I forgot to mention when we were talking about the pay-per-view, who do you think the surprise that Big Show was talking about?
Ooh, here we go. And, I had it in the news part. I don't know if you want to hold off or.
No, throw it up.
Throw it up. All right. Man, it's like, okay, so he says it's not who we think, right? So I don't I think that kind of threw out Brock Lesnar. Like, I think a lot of people were talking about Brock Lesnar. In my opinion, that threw out Brock. Yeah, I kind of like. I guess I kind of got to go CM Punk here.
Okay. I was thinking. I mean, there's a few rumors going around of like Kurt Angle. I saw Mark Henry. Brock, like you said, and stuff like that. I don't think it's Mark Henry. Mike Lanham, our friend, said, he brought up a good point. I think Mark Henry's too loyal to Vince, where he wouldn't do that to him. I could see it being Kurt Angle, though.
I can see Kurt Angle.
And again, it's 2021. Why should I give a shit about Kurt Angle? But
and isn't he already I think Kurt Angle is already a alumni
for WWE? Yeah, he got fired or let go when they did all those firings during the pandemic. So he's not on the payroll at the moment. One last quick thing about AEW. Very AEW heavy show this week. Sorry, guys.
Well, they have a pay-per-view coming up, so that makes sense.
What do you think of Big Show's promo? I thought it was cheesy as hell. And if you're trying to attract new viewers and things like that.
Right.
Why does he have his t-shirt tucked into his jeans? Like that
he always does.
Yeah, but it's just not cool. It's not cool, man.
It isn't, but he always does.
He looks like an old man, and I just saw his promo was super cheesy, and
I was never a big Big Show guy. He just never ever did anything for me.
Same here.
And I mean, just them. It's almost like when they got Hager. Like it's like they're trying to pump me up that they got this wrestler that I like. You do realize this is not a big deal to me, right? Like just go on with the show here. Like, let's move on. Like, okay, great. You signed him. He's supposed to be, almost like a tall Tony Schiavone here. I guess is what you're going for. Because I'll be like, here's another probably an opinion that a lot of people won't like. I think JR, it's probably I think he's getting to where he's probably going to need to start being in gorilla position.
Yeah.
I love him. I love JR, but he's on he has his own section in Botchamania now. Like they just make he's got his own section now. Him and Taz had their own section because they know they're gonna screw up somewhere.
Yeah, man. He's been brutal lately. Like JR, he's been brutal.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and it's understand. Like he's old. What's he, almost 80? Like,
yeah, but I don't think Big Show's the answer to replace him.
No, it'd probably be more Excalibur.
The more I hear Excalibur, the more I like him.
Yes. No, I enjoy listening to Excalibur because he knows how to dance around them screwing up. Like that's what I like about him. He knows how to dance around it.
Yep.
And just how badly he does, like just the comedy of it, I like listening to Taz. Like because he knows he's screwing up and he will even make fun of himself. So
yeah.
But yeah, JR, dude, and I think Big Show will probably be pretty soon. He'll be at the announcer table.
Yeah, I think. Well, they already said like that. They didn't even talk about him wrestling. They were just talking about him being on that show. So,
and we're gonna get the Shaq versus Paul Wright. So it's gonna happen.
Yeah, definitely. All right, that's it for AEW this week. No more AEW talk until we get to figures. All
right.
Let's actually we do have a little bit, man, we have a lot of wrestling in this show. But that's all right. That's all right. We got toys, we got other stuff to talk about too, guys. The timestamps are in the description if you want to move along. But let's do our last 2-3 things, and then we'll get into the news and then move into figures. Lashley is champ here. He won the belt over Miz. Miz had a great title run. Poor Miz, man. But I am excited. I'm here for Lashley being champ. I'm hoping for WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend who keeps telling me it's going to be Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus at WrestleMania. And I'm kind of in the boat where now I didn't watch Raw this week. I watched a couple of highlights and stuff.
Right.
I lost track of the week and I didn't get a chance to watch Raw.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going off. I didn't see, anything between McIntyre and Sheamus. I'm still in the camp where I think this is going to be a buildup of Drew getting the belt back at WrestleMania in front of fans. I still think that's happening. What do you think for Lashley with the belt? So
first off, congrats. I know I give him stuff and I call him Milk Dud and all that. I like to give him stuff, but congrats to him. I did I watched the match when they went tight in on his face, as he's I think he was about to win, and his eyes were red, he was tearing up as he was about as they were going home in this match.
Yeah.
So that I was like, okay, this does he is, and then you start to think back a little bit. It's what, he's put a lot of work in. Good on him. Good on him to be able to finally be champ. He probably should have been champ, back when he was the ECW world champ, right? for Mania, I just had this fantasy booking. Man, what if you just put just have all 4 of the big dogs in the ring? Just have Lashley,
Drew
McIntyre, Sheamus, and Strowman. Even though I think Strowman's going to go against, I think that's going to be the Shane McMahon match this year. But or if you're able to get Brock, just having just 4 big dudes just knocking the crap out of each other in a 4-way dance. I think I would go for that right now. I think I can use some of that right now.
I think Brock's not coming back till SummerSlam. That's just
and that could be, yeah.
All right, last thing here for the week of wrestling. DJ, you got Asuka and Charlotte. What's your thoughts there, man?
I just think it's interesting how we missed out on the Lacey Evans, her and Lacey Evans having their program for real life reasons. And and poor Asuka, she's the champ, and because of that storyline, it's she's just kind of been out in the background, and then the next time we see her, she's getting her tooth knocked out by Shayna Baszler, which we talk about. so which is a perfect example of when people want to talk, we notice every single time Nia Jax makes a mistake. And and then nobody's talking. They even showed a good replay where you could see Asuka's tooth flying across the ring when Charlotte came out to talk about challenging for this match.
That's your girl, though. Nice, your girl.
So I just think it's going to be a good match. This is going to be this is one of those matches, kind of dark horse WrestleMania matches, I think. And I think if you want to do some long-term storytelling here, you have Asuka win this thing to get some get back from her winning the Royal Rumble and then losing at WrestleMania last time.
Yeah. I'm here for Charlotte and Asuka. I wouldn't hate that.
But they have a good chemistry. They have a good chemistry in matches.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's jump. Actually, let's give you one more minute of wrestling here. Let's give you Kenny's Impact Minutes. All right, guys, and that's Kenny's Impact Minute. Thanks to the man, the myth, the legend, Kenny, for giving us that Impact Minute. I can't wait to meet up with Kenny and hang out. Beers this weekend. It's going to be amazing. Amazing.
Beers on Kenny.
All right, guys. Time for some wrestling news here. Big list of wrestling news here. One of the biggest things of the week, though, NXT moving to Tuesdays. I'm all about this. DJ, what's your thoughts, man? Do you think they're giving up on the Wednesday Night War, or do you think this is just a hey, let's try something different move?
I honestly think it's just let's try something different. Now, I do think that, if you remember when they did a couple of shows because maybe the dog show or whatever was going on, and they did have to move the night, and numbers for both shows were good.
Right.
So they probably,
I think AEW had to move theirs because of NBA or something like that.
Something happened.
Yeah.
Where they had to move, so they weren't on the same night, whatever the reason was. And both shows did great in ratings.
Yep.
So it might be a little bit of that where somebody just finally looked at that and said, all right, look, neither one of us, no matter who wins the rating war, the quote rating war here, because I think it's funny because neither show hits 1 million, and it's, so I'm like, your goat, I just saw the ratings for last week or this past show, and here's your go home show for the pay-per-view, and it still didn't hit 1 million. So
right. And there's a lot of people on Twitter that are like, I wonder if WWE will move SmackDown to Wednesdays. I would be for that too, because like I said, man, every Friday I forget that SmackDown is on.
Friday's a tough for any TV. Like TV is tough on Friday night. Like that's any show. And, I mean, this ain't remember the ABC shows that used to be on Friday night? We talked about that before, yeah. So we ain't that no more. Like we're not that America is gone. So so it's tough to have a show on Friday night for any show.
Yep. I'm all for moving it to Tuesdays. It gives me another night to watch it, like instead of like, because I'm doing the trivia thing on Wednesday nights, so I try to get everything in before we record on a Thursday. And so you know what? Some nights that doesn't work, or some days it doesn't work. So like your 10-year-old son gets bit by a dog, and you spend half the day
when your dog goes ham.
So it doesn't always work. So I'm all for putting it on another day and seeing what happens. Big Cass made his return over this past weekend. Looking good, man. Looks like he's lost some of those demons, and I'm hoping for the best. I've never been a huge Enzo and Cass fan, but personally, I want to see him do good just because.
Sure.
Just because I'm a human being.
Right.
Community. I hope it all works out for him. Unbelievable that it's 2021, and I'm saying this. WrestleMania tickets go on sale next week. So keep your eye on that. Some scalpers already had them listed on StubHub and all that stuff, but it's nice to be talking about. I was texting with somebody about Boston Bruins tickets, and just it's nice that this is almost we're getting there. We're getting to, dude, unreal. I had a meeting with my real my day job this week, and they were coming up on March 13th, we'll be working. We will have been working from home for 1 full year. I've not been in the office for 1 full year. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. All right. So DJ, you've been salivating for this. We've been talking wrestling for quite a bit here, so let's try to get through this as quick as we can, maybe some bullet points. But everyone's favorite, Dave Meltzer, he put out the 2020 Wrestling Observer Awards. Let's just run through a couple of these. Wrestler of the Year, Jon Moxley. Tag Team of the Year, Young Bucks. Most Outstanding Wrestler of the Year, Kenny Omega. Most Improved Wrestler of the Year, Britt Baker. Most Underrated Wrestler of the Year, Ricochet. Most Overrated Wrestler of the Year, Bray Wyatt. Rookie of the Year, Pat McAfee. Best Non-Wrestler of the Year, Taz. High Flyer of the Year, Ray Phoenix. Technical Wrestler of the Year, Zack Sabre Jr. Most Charismatic Wrestler of the Year, MJF. Move of the Year, Kenny Omega's One Winged Angel. Feud of the Year, Jon Moxley versus Eddie Kingston. What? If you're just listening to this, you need to go back to the YouTube and watch. It's right around the 55-minute mark. Watch my reaction to that. Worst of the Year, Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman. Match of the Year, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page versus Young Bucks for the AE titles at Revolution. Worst match of the year, Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt in a Wyatt swamp fight. That might be the only one of these that I agree with. Promoter of the Year, Tony Khan. Again, I'm just kind of running through.
Triple H all day long. That is that should be Triple H all day long.
Worst announcer of the year, Michael Cole. You know what? I would put JR in that spot instead of Michael Cole for this year. Best on interviews, Eddie Kingston.
I mean, there's an argument for that, but all of everybody, no. Of everybody in wrestling, no.
Why does this guy why does this guy's opinion why does it carry so much clout? Why do people give a fuck what people
I honestly don't get it. Seriously, I don't get it. I don't get why. I think one time we did talk about how he gave a bunch of AEW matches 5 stars.
Right.
And then some excellent matches that were in WWE, he gave could barely get 3 stars. He's
just he's a mark. And it's even something to wrestle, they'll mention him, and Bruce Pritchard cannot stand him. But Conrad always will like mention, Meltzer reported this or Wrestling Observer reported this. And so like, it just, somebody educate me, slide into our DMs. Why does his opinion, like, why do people care? Why does his opinion get retweeted and shared? And I understand he runs the Wrestling Observer, but like, it's just, fuck this guy, dude. I'm swearing a lot this episode. Sorry.
I feel like Dave Meltzer is doing the exact same thing we are doing. Okay.
That's kind of what I'm getting at is like,
right.
Why does
same thing that we're doing? He's guessing. He's doing the same thing we're doing. And then he's a fan of a particular type of wrestling. And it showed with his awards. Okay. I'm open to like, there isn't like the only thing in wrestling I don't like is a spot fest, like is a tag team match where everybody's just jumping over the top rope onto a pile of people.
Right.
I don't want to see that for a half hour. Okay. That's it. After that, I'd like everything in wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay. And he does like, he wants Japan style. Like it's gotta be Japan. It's gotta be like something that came out of Japan and that was made famous in Japan. And then he's sniffing jock right there. Okay. And so it's like, dude, people, you can have your own opinion. You guys don't need, he's a fan just like the rest of us. You don't need to follow him for your wrestling opinion. You don't. Watch the show for yourself. Okay. Watch a WWE show without thinking about Vince. Right. Okay. Try it. And to tell me that, like, so the thing that I wanted to go off on, like, I haven't even gotten to that point yet, is how the hell is the Fiend the most overrated character in wrestling?
No, Fiend's probably been one of the best things in wrestling in the last 5 years.
Okay, so is he going to tell me the Undertaker is overrated too?
Right.
Because the same kind of character. So, so that's what I mean. Like, so because he doesn't do, planches over the top rope onto a pile of people, he's an overrated character.
Right.
So, dude, he could, take your Observer, shine it up real nice, turn it sideways, and you can stick it up your candy ass. Because it's like,
I'm with you, man.
And then what we should do this year, like I want to, because just to prove our point, he is going to start making he's going to start saying, a source has told me, and he's going to start making some stuff about some stories about what's going to happen at WrestleMania. It happens every year. He's wrong about 90% of the time, and nobody ever calls him on it.
That's like.
I want to keep up with every rumor that he has for WrestleMania and hold him to it.
Do it, and then we'll report on it here. I feel like he's I feel like there's a lot of guys that are fantasy football experts, and I'm like, you're supposed to listen to them, and I want to keep track of how often they're wrong or right, and just see what. I mean, these guys are called experts for a reason, but I'm like, I'll listen to this guy, or I listen to the projections for a week that I'm unsure about, and then they screw me. So
he scores 76 points and
right. So why is this guy's opinion more important than mine? That's what I want to know. But anyway, all right, let's wrap up here. Just a couple things. Their WWE put a frequently asked questions on their website about the transition to Peacock for the WWE Network. That's going to be happening on March 18th. So check that out. How you can watch Fastlane on there, all kinds of stuff. I'm curious how that whole thing's going to work. I have to read that frequently asked questions myself.
$5. Like, that's the thing that caught my attention. I was like, wait, so you mean to tell me this stuff's going to be $5?
Right. And on top of all the other stuff that you get. So, and then it's like I mentioned before, certain cable companies get it for free. So I get Peacock for free right now.
Right.
And then speaking of the network, last week I was like, I think there's a Big E documentary coming on the network. I think there's a Big E, and you're like, no, I don't think so. And even I was like, maybe not. I was like searching the network for it because I thought it was coming. I searched the internet while we were recording, and there was a Big E 24, and it was so good, so good, so good. Big E is a national treasure. Have you watched it yet or no?
Yes. I have not. You just told me right now. I haven't even looked at the network since we've recorded. So now, I have something to watch on the plane.
That's like one of the things I think I watch the most is the WWE Network. Out of like all the streaming networks, like if I'm bored or I just need something to put on, I'll just throw it on. Like that really is one of the things I watch the most.
Nice.
That documentary was so good. I watched it twice actually, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. So, and then Randy Orton is going to be on the Stone Cold sessions soon. I think that's going to be super, super good. Like must see TV. Like got to watch that. And then Sasha Banks was on the Stone Cold sessions. I don't know if we talked about that this week or last week, I should say. I don't know if we talked about that last week.
I think we talked about we were going to watch it. I did.
It was good. Yes. Stone Cold is a great interviewer. Like I love watching him with these other stars, and like he talks about how he's actually a Sasha Banks fan. Sasha Banks gets like her depression and stuff. Very good episode of the Stone Cold sessions. I was nervous about how he was going to be with like the newer talent, like Sasha Banks, like Bailey, Drew McIntyre, and I've enjoyed every single one of those that he's done. So. Anything else to add to the world of wrestling for this week, DJ?
I think we covered just about all of it, at least for now.
That was an extended version of In the Ring. So let's get in.
We had a pay-per-view.
yeah, I'm not worried about it. Let's get into Walk That Toy Aisle. All right, guys, Walk That Toy Aisle. New sponsor this week, guys. Brand new sponsor. It is stackofcards.com with a Z. Stack of Cards. Cards are hot right now, like baseball cards, wrestling cards, football, hockey, basketball, the Pokemon. They're all hot. Hot. I don't know if you guys have seen, like, there are lines of people waiting at Target when the vendor comes to deliver the cards, and then they follow, like people will follow them to the next Target store. It's insane. So weed out all that and go to stackofcards.com. They buy and sell vintage cards on their website. They do pack and box breaks on their YouTube channel, and the website gets restocked with new stuff every single Friday. It's probably Friday when you're listening to this. Go to stackofcards.com. That's with a Z. Stack of Cards with a Z.com. Check out the website. Put in throw some stuff in your cart, and then use the code RUN10 to check out, and you get 10% off. I'm actually looking at the website right now. There are some WWE cards on there. There is some Star Wars cards, RoboCop 2, New Kids on the Block, Ninja Turtles 2, Terminator 2, some 2020 Leaf Baseball Blaster Box. So go Batman Forever, all kinds of good stuff on their website right now. Go check it out. There's a pack of WWF 1994 action packed cards for $20. Go grab a pack of that. It's some good stuff, man. I'm telling you, it's
KOTB.
Stack
you New Kids on the Block cards, you East Coast.
Hell yeah. They're from Boston. Stackofcards.com with a Z, and use the code RUN10. Save yourself 10%. All right. Lots of wrestling figure news, man. We'll run through it here real quick. New Japan figures. Pictures went out of these, and it was like one of those memes where it was like what you ordered from Wish, what actually showed up from Wish.
Now, hopefully this is just the pictures not being able to do the figures justice. Like that's what I'm hoping, because these figures are not $20.
No, they're $35, I believe. These are from Super 7. Super 7's making these, so they are a little bit more expensive.
Okay, and Super 7, on the usual, like Super 7 puts out very good product. So hopefully I'm just, hopefully like the pictures are just not doing justice, and they just, they're better than what we're seeing from the photo lens here.
So the owner of Super 7 actually called out Ringside for posting those shitty pictures.
Ooh.
And I'm actually on Ringside's Instagram right now, and those pictures aren't up anymore. So let me. I have the tweet or the whatever the owner of Super 7 wrote. Brian Flynn. He said, "I'm still not quite sure how the shots from ringside look the way they do, but these New Japan Pro Wrestling figures are fantastic. These are literally shot on my phone. These new pictures. He posted new pictures. These new pictures are literally shot on my phone with me holding the toys under a single LED bulb in my kitchen at night. So this is even less than ideal, and they look great. I think everyone will be psyched on these. They came out great. Pictures do look better. The pictures are on Ringside's website now, or Instagram now, and they do look way better. So just keep that in mind. And I always say, like, the promo pictures or proto pictures never make the figures look as good as they actually are. And I have the Super 7 Ultimate Turtles, and this is that same line, same articulation and stuff like that. And they're phenomenal figures. So don't go off of those crap pictures. The Major Brothers did a unboxing on Twitch, and they looked good on those. As well. So, if you ordered them, and there's people trying to cancel their pre-orders after, and Ringside's sorry. But yeah, so good. Hopefully once people get these in their hands, they see that they're actually really, really good looking. So you didn't order any of these, did you?
I did not. Like, they didn't have, who I was looking for. When they do, I will order one. But my guy in New Japan is the Samoan Werewolf. That's my wrestler there, Tama.
I don't know enough about New Japan to but I'm hoping like the Major Brothers are getting Super 7 figs, Good Brothers are getting Super 7 figs. I hope these do good so that we get guys like, hey, maybe that'll let like Owen Hart get one of these, or guys who don't have WWE contracts ended on bad terms, or things like that. These are in line with Mattel's and stuff like that. So hopefully these sell well and they'll be able to sign other guys.
Yep, I can go with that.
Ringside making some news. They put out pictures of, it's just the series. Who's in the series? Series 120. Those are basics. It's Shawn Michaels, Pete Dunne, Karrion Kross, and Edge, and Scarlett. Scarlett's the chase in that set, and then they put up who's going to be out in Elite 86. It is The Fiend, Triple H, Carmella, Seth Rollins, and they show a picture of Seth Rollins in that gear he wore at SummerSlam with the tribute to Rey Mysterio, and The Miz getting another Elite, and then Sid Justice is the other one in that And
does he have that referee shirt?
We haven't seen actual pictures, but the picture that they show is him in a referee shirt from SummerSlam. I don't know if I want this Sid Justice. I'm hoping it's Sid Justice from like the 92 Rumble, like the basic that came out. But we'll see what happens.
I really liked Sid when he was wrestling. I didn't like that softball was more important to him. That part of his career I wasn't a fan of, but I like his in-ring work. Yeah.
I hope he doesn't come in this ref shirt. I feel like that'll be a little bit of a letdown. And I don't know if I said Triple H is in that set, but he is as well. That's his purple tights there from like 97. And then out of nowhere, the hunt is over, my friend. Ringside putting up the Royal Rumble figures, and they're not that.
It's probably a timed exclusive, is what they had there. What Target had,
but I haven't even been able to. I've not seen them in Target. So they have all four. Excuse me. Available for pre-order. Titus O'Neil, Umaga, Steve Austin, and the Ultimate Warrior. I did, as soon as I saw these go up, I was like, the hunt is over. I'm ordering the Warrior because I've been wanting that figure so bad.
Right.
True. You got any of these or no?
Yeah, that Warrior and Stone Cold. I feel like that's one of the better Stone Colds that I've seen.
Yeah, excellent. And then that's it for Ringside news. I did see the Major Brothers. They put they put up the pictures that they got the Ultimate Warrior ringside exclusive from WrestleMania 12. So I'm anticipating that shipping very, very soon.
Yeah, I did see those pictures as well. Oh, by the way, I am I have joined the Major Brothers.
You're on Patreon? You jumped in the Patreon with them?
I did jump in the Patreon with them.
Nice.
So I did see those pictures. I had that pre-ordered as well. So yeah, I'm excited about that figure. Like that, I like the gear on him. I like the facial expression that they have. Like, so they did it. Like I'm like, they did it. I'm getting that one.
I cannot wait for that figure. I'm super excited for it. British Bulldog showing up at Target finally. One of my buddies actually was able to grab him in store on Saturday a week ago. Trish posted about a China and Trish 2-pack on her website. I think that's going to be one of those Superstar Showdown or whatever they call them, Championship Showdown packs. So hopefully that looks good. And then let's see here. Kevin Nash Micro Brawler went up for sale this week on Pro Wrestling Tees. Literally sold out in like 5 minutes. It was a limited run to like 250 or something like that. And sold out super fast. Pro Wrestling Tees mentioned that they are going to change the Micro Brawler packaging because they put them on cards and the bubble's been coming off and people are getting pissed.
Yeah.
So hopefully that gets all taken care of. And then what else we got here? Kevin Nash Brawler. Stone Cold getting a commemorative belt on WWE Shop. Now, right? I assume
I did.
The belt is now Stone Cold already has like a commemorative belt in my mind. It's Skull belt. Why does he need this? Why does he need this?
I thought that they could have chosen another wrestler to make a commemorative belt for. I'm with you. Like this, we have the Smoking Skull belt. It's perfect. It has the snake skin on the backside and all that.
Yep.
If I'm going to get a belt for Stone, for a Stone Cold kind of a thing, I'm getting the Smoking Skull belt. I'm not getting this belt.
Right. That's kind of how I felt, the whole time. Like, just, I don't know. I
like some of these. I just don't want to I like the Macho Man one, but I'm not going to give you guys that kind of money for it. I kind of like the Rock one. Again, not going to pay you for that, so, and then for it to be like, I got to be a super fan of whoever for to have a belt that's like totally pointed towards one wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I've said it on our show before where I'm just like, you know what? Like, I'm never going to buy one of these. Like they did a Ric Flair one and I was just like, whatever. It wasn't super impressive. Like, it's just, like I said, I just would rather have a belt that they actually used or owned and can get it signed down the road. And these especially this, man, this was just, I felt like a waste.
I think there are so many other wrestlers. How about Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, for example?
Yeah. Let's give him an Intercontinental title, right?
Right.
Commemorative.
Like that.
I was trying to think of one off the top of my head. I was like, Diesel could get one.
Eagle, that he won from Bob Backlund at a house show, so that's a moment.
They haven't done yet, I don't think, which would be like you could make it look amazing, is the Ultimate Warrior.
I guess you're right. The closest thing we have is over my shoulder here is I have the yellow strap. And then they have the other colored straps for the Eagle titles as well. But not directly the Ultimate Warrior. So you can do there's a lot you can do with that.
And they did Hollywood Hogan, but they haven't done like a Hulk Rules Hulk Hogan. They could do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. AEW news. Some of the wave that Orange Cassidy is in, which I believe is wave 3, showing up on clearance at Walmart for like $11. The belt is also showing up for $3.
I want to say it was $3
on clearance at Walmart. So, which is crazy because like I've seen one AEW figure in my area in person. One.
So it just goes to show how like they're not evenly distributing stuff.
They have the distribution problems. It's crazy. AEW, we did see Wave 5, some leaked pictures. We saw Luchasaurus, which looks amazing. We saw the Moxley figure, and then we also saw Jungle Boy. Those are looking good. AEW figures, man, they're getting better and better with every single wave. They're looking good. And then Chella Toys put out the news that they got another retro coming. These guys have done the Nick Aldis retro. They've got Ethan Page coming, Dynamite Kid. And then they also have Nick Aldis right now. Who did I say? I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. But anyway, they're doing the retro style Hasbro figures. And they announced this week that they're going to have Hayabusa. So
I'm definitely getting that Dynamite Kid, though.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting the Dynamite Kid as well. So some retro news there for you. All right, let's keep it moving. Marvel retros. I have some of these from, I don't know if I have them handy, actually. I don't have the wave that just hit stores in Target, but these are basically, I love when these lines do like these little retro figures. So they're smaller than like the 6-inch figures. I can't open this box now. Trying to give you an example. These were on Hasbro Pulse. Here we go. Oh shit! Making a mess, making a lot of noise.
This is some good YouTube stuff here.
You know what? I'm not opening those because they're. But anyway, Marvel retros are showing up at Targets. They're basically 3.75 figures, and then they're on vintage carding. They look amazing. Keep your eyes. It's like Spider-Man, Hulk, Captain Marvel. Human Torch, and I think there's one more. Oh, Magneto. 5 that are showing up in Targets. And fucking Target, man. I get a notification from like my Target app the other day that's like, hey, collector's corner here. And I click on it, and they're advertising these Marvel retros, and then you click on it, and there's nothing available. It says like search again or whatever. There's like nothing showed up. I'm like, come on. I'm trying to give you my money. So
trying to give you my money.
One of my buddies found these in stores last week. And hopefully they will be in stores soon, like readily available. They're people are finding them, but they're just not all over the place. And I want them to be all over the place. Let's see here. What else we got for news? Not a whole lot of other news here for figure wise. There was one thing I need to look up here real quick that NECA announced. NECA, I don't want to say one of my favorite toy lines. They're pretty close to my favorite toy line. They do these Toonie Terrors, which are like cartoon looking like horror figures. They've done like the twins.
I've seen those. Yeah.
And like Mike Myers. They've done Pennywise. They've done the twins from The Shining. They're doing Jaws. They have Quint in the mouth of the great white shark. This will be the first one that I ever buy.
I saw that. NECA, I also saw someone posing because they also do the Defenders of the Earth, right? And I saw a guy posing them. And he says, basically, before you try to pose these, if you guys have these pre-ordered or you're about to get them, put them in hot water. Like put their joints in hot water first. He's like, it's so like they're just so tight together. That you need to loosen it up first before you're able to pose.
You do have to be careful with NECA. I've talked about it before where I have accidentally broken a figure like while I'm unboxing it. You have to be very, very careful with them. They're not made like you buy a Mattel WWE Elite. That's like made to be played with.
Right.
The NECA figures aren't made obviously to be played with. They're made to be like take them out of the box or leave them in the box and pose them. Like that's it. So.
Right. It's the same with like they're like a bunch of the joints on Hot Toys are the same. And that's why, like, even in your hot toy box, you're going to get extra joints because they know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the same thing. They're not made to be played with. They're made to be.
That's
posed.
one thing that I've heard about. I've never actually done this, but I've heard that if you call NECA customer service or email them, they're super good and they'll send you out whatever you need if they have it in stock. If not, they'll like follow up with you or whatever. So, yeah, they're super good with that stuff. So there was some news for collectors. If you're a big eBayer, eBay bucks are going away. This sucks, dude. For the last like couple years or whatever, you've been able to get 1% back on whatever you spend on eBay, like a little rewards program, you know? So there's months, you know, sometimes you get a couple bucks, $2-3, and you can use it to buy whatever you want on eBay. eBay announced this week, after careful consideration, we decided to retire the 1% earnings reward on everyday purchases starting April 1st, 2021. The worst part about this is they say even though these rewards are coming to an end, you can still enjoy major savings on unique products and daily deals on the brands you love. And then there's like a bullshit thing about a credit card, like with rewards. And it's like, okay, you guys are getting rid of this because you just want to buy a credit card or sign up for your credit card. Screw that. It's so annoying. So annoying. I've never had like a ton of eBay bucks, but it's still nice. Like when I was buying all those starting lineup figures, it was like, okay, cool. Like I have like $3 or $4 in my eBay account that I can use. Let's go ahead and make this $7 starting lineup figure even cheaper.
So everybody use your eBay bucks up.
That's right. That's right. Last thing here. Let's get to it, DJ. What do you got for weekly purchases, man?
Let's see. So I find like I got the second half of my purchases from the garage sale in the Fig Cave. I got so in my quest of putting my Sting collection back together, I got my Smash and Slam Wolfpack Sting. Nice. Big ups to Dion in our Fig Cave group for selling that to me. At a very like you know, basically it was like almost buying an elite, you know. So
Dion's a man. He's the guy behind Stack of Cards.
Yes. So yeah. So you know, big ups to him. Great sell. Ringside. You guys like I've been messing with them all day, and we both have red cups here. I went on and got the Street Profits because they had they have it where you can get both of them for like $30-something, and it's just like, okay, that's just like, you know, an elite and then like a partial charge for the second one. So I was down with that. And then for my trip, to make sure I was layered up, I got my AEW Sting zip up hoodie.
Nice.
So that's gonna help to keep me warm, along with like, you know, the the beers that Kenny is gonna buy us.
Yeah. I love that you're dropping that knowledge on him this week. That's gonna be correction for next week. Is I'm not buying you beers. All right, let's get to mine. I actually went on a toy hunt last Friday, I think it was. I became someone I didn't think I would ever be, and I actually went out hunting for pops.
Ooh.
They had Target Con. Was like a random. There's like random pops that came out and some other stuff. And I got Otto from The Simpsons.
Okay.
With an assist. Yep, this is a Target Con exclusive. I got an assist from a guy who worked there. Super, super helpful.
Yes.
I love
when they do that.
Yeah, I love when they're actually helpful and not just pricks.
But he clicked the thing on the peg, right?
No, what he did was I actually, because there's like 3 or 4 targets within driving distance to me. So I like pulled it up on the app and it said that they were in stock. It didn't say how many, it just said they were in stock. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go. Like, hopefully they're out or whatever, and I don't have to bother anybody. And I got there and the pop shelf was empty. So I showed the guy and he's like, crazy.
itself.
yeah, there was not a lot. Well, shouldn't say empty. There was no Target Con ones there. It was all like commons that nobody gives a shit about.
Right.
They're probably at every single Target. But anyway, so this guy's like stocking the shelves or whatever, and I'm like, hey, can you check and see if you guys got this anywhere? It says you have 8 or whatever, and he's like, yeah, let me look. So he goes to the back. I'm like putzing around or whatever, and then he comes back and he just found me like randomly. He goes, oh, they had him behind the counter in electronics the whole time. So pretty cool that they were just chilling there. So I was actually like, I've never really gotten a high from like getting a pop, but it was like I set out to find this and I found it.
Right.
Good day. Sick. Let's go. So I jumped over to Walmart.
Vision though, like that is the pop that I actually do want.
Really say that badly. Again. You broke up a little bit.
That glow in the dark vision. Like from the WandaVision vision pop.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that much actually.
I want that one. Like that is a pop that I actually like. I'll hunt for that one.
Nice. I think those the kids from WandaVision are on Amazon right now. The 2-pack of the kids. I actually ordered those for somebody today because he wanted to order 2.
Mm-hmm.
So after I went to Target, I jumped over to Walmart, which was like right across the street, and I found the new wave of Masters of the Universe WWE, yes. And I grabbed
Roddy
Piper. They had Macho Man. They had the whole set actually. They had Macho Man, Becky Lynch, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and I was hemming and hawing, and I'm like, you know what? Piper's one of my like favorite of all time. I gotta get Piper. And then what else did I get? Oh, I got the Ric Flair GameStop Diamond Collection pop. 2 pops in 1 week. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I cannot believe that.
And then I won. Oh shit, I'm dropping stuff. I won a print like right around the Royal Rumble from Illustrations by Rich, who's over in the UK. Got 1992 Ric Flair prints.
I saw that giveaway.
I won it on the Run-In podcast account. I didn't realize I was on there when I entered. I thought I was on my own, and I'm like, I hope DJ doesn't want this.
No, you got it, but
it was funny. Me and Mike Lanham won, and then and then the guy like Rich, he put up that he put like the thing. He showed the thing that picked the winner. Kenny just missed out on winning. It would have been.
Oh my God. So we like swept, like we swept the randomizer.
He actually threw in a couple extras, a little 4x6 of the NWO as the NWO, and then the night they became the NWO. So some pretty cool stuff there. I'll put pictures of these up on our Instagram so you guys can see them a little bit better if you're watching along on YouTube. I also got Marty McFly, the Battle of the Bands NECA Marty McFly. And then I got G.I. Joe Retros Wave number 2, thanks to an assist from my boy Chris DePrey and my buddy Dan. They both came through and hooked me up, so I was able to cancel my pre-order through Walmart.com. That's always a good feeling when you find it in the store and you can cancel your pre-order, especially with Walmart. You never know when it's coming.
You don't know what's going to happen. You know. They might cancel it for you.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And then the last thing I just want to mention is I got my shirt from Pro Wrestling Tees for the call up. So make sure you buy a shirt for Kenny's show. Speaking of Kenny's show, I mean, we're not in the shout out section yet, but I just wanted this. Just remembered he's got an interview with Heath Slater on YouTube right now. Heath is a guy I want to crack a beer with, have a couple of beers, and just have some fun. Like, I think he'd just be a great guy to talk to.
I agree.
All right. That's it for my weekly purchases, man. You got anything else?
That's all I got, but I got to save all my other money for the weekend here.
That's right. Could be an expensive weekend, man. We'll get into that in just a little bit, but let's get into Falls Count Anywhere. All right, guys, it's Falls Count Anywhere. I had a question for you here, DJ, but I'm going to save it for another episode. We're going to save that first question there for another episode. Mike Lanham hooking me up, letting me know that MLB The Show, which I'm going to pre-order here soon for PS5. I'm going to pre-order that, and we're going to they're going to have a feature on there where you can build your own stadium, which I think is awesome. And I'm honestly like, it's 2021. Why hasn't that been a thing yet? And in most games, like you can do it in NHL. Like you can make your own team, and then you can like
Madden.
You can do it in Madden.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done like the create a team in Madden, so maybe that's why.
And 2K, you could do it too.
Okay, I did not know that. So MLB is a little behind the ball here, I guess. Then
yes, I would say, why hasn't it been a thing for MLB? I would say that. Like, come on now, baseball stadiums.
Right. It looks pretty fun. There's a YouTube video out there, and it looks pretty fun as far as what you can do. And then DJ, we got a question here from a listener. It wasn't really a question. It was more of a like he sent us this. He sent us this thing from ing.com or ign.com.
Right.
Basically, it's a graphic, but there is a link to the article. Who are your 3 favorite MCU heroes? Heroes, not villains. Heroes. This is from listener Sal Russo. Sent us this, and I said this would be a great discussion for the podcast. So let's talk about it, man. Who are your 3 favorite MCU heroes?
Man, like first, like to have to pick 3 is like that was the thing that was kind of torture.
Yep.
Because I can have like a 10 here, like off, like just rattle. I can rattle off 10 right now that are just my favorite folks. But I guess I gotta say, if I had to like this took some thought, and I had to whittle it down. I went with so Black Panther, Black Widow, and Deadpool are my 3 favorites.
Okay. Iron Man. Sorry, who'd you say? Black Panther, Black Widow, and who's the third? I'm sorry.
Deadpool.
Okay. Yes. Dude, this was very, like you said, man, like I could do a whole list.
Right.
Like, and I can't rank, like Captain America has always been one of my favorite comic book heroes, like video game guys, like Marvel characters. I love his figure. Okay. But like the movies, if I'm going off the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he is not one of my favorites.
Okay.
I don't like his suit. I don't like his suit in the movies. I think Chris Evans is just kind of boring. We're going MCU here, so it's not, it's not comic books and stuff like that. It's the movies. My favorite, this is hard. This is really hard. Man, I love, oh shit. I just saw another one as I'm scrolling this list.
This is what I was doing all day long when I was when our guy presented this question to me.
I just crossed Spider-Man off my list. So
it was tough for me to not have Spider-Man on there.
Another one. I just saw another one I wanted to put on my list. We'll go through the list here in a minute.
So what, Ant-Man?
No, Ant-Man's entertaining as hell. I think Ant-Man has a terrible like rep. People just don't like him in the MCU, I feel like, and I don't think it's fair. I think he's great. Anyway, my number 1, my favorite MCU character is Iron Man. I think Robert Downey Jr. just kills it as Tony Stark. Entertaining, cocky, like he's just phenomenal as Iron Man.
Great.
Black Panther is my second favorite.
Just a badass.
He's just a badass. I thought it was so cool that somebody pointed this out to me. One of my best friends is African American, he's Caribbean American. And me and him were just talking about Black Panther when it came out. And he's like, dude, you do not know what this means. And me and him just started talking about it. And I hate that it took till whatever year that movie came out, 2017, 2016, whatever it was, where children of color have a superhero to look up to. I think that is I hate that it took so long. I think it's so cool. And his character is just badass. I love those movies, or that movie. I love him in the other Avengers movies.
Yep.
I just thought he was a great character. They picked the perfect guy to play him.
Yeah.
And then I think my third one might surprise everybody. Like I said, I crossed Spider-Man off my list, and I put Star-Lord on my
Star-Lord. You just wanted to get another ginger in there. That's what I think.
No, dude, I think
ginger card here.
I think Guardians of the Galaxy is the most underrated.
It's a damn good movie. Like both of them. The Guardians of the Galaxy is a damn good movie.
It's the most underrated franchise in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think. Most underrated. What'd you say? You keep breaking up. Every time you go to say something, you keep breaking up.
Oh, you think it's underrated? Like I don't like, I think it's pretty well received.
I just think people aren't like my favorite my favorite movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe are Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it's not like one where I feel like people are like rushing to go see it when the new ones come out, or like that people talk about all the time. I just feel like it doesn't get the pop and circumstance it deserves. Those movies are great. They're entertaining as hell. They're funny. They're amazing. They're amazing. So Star-Lord's my number 3. Like I said, I crossed Spider-Man off. So IGN.com. What'd you say?
In that soundtrack for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Definitely. Their IGN's top 5 is let's start with number 5. IGN from this article. Number 5 is Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. Number 4 is Peter Parker, Spider-Man.
Okay.
Number 3 is, any guess on number 3? It's an Avenger.
It's an Avenger. Captain America.
Nope.
Hulk.
Nope. It's Thor.
Damn. You know, Thor gets forgot about for me. Like, for whatever reason, I tend to forget about Thor.
I think that's all the women voting there. The women.
You might be right.
The women love Thor. Number 2 is Tony Stark, Iron Man, and number 1 is Steve Rogers, Captain America. It's a pretty good list, man. This is they have 25 listed here. Number 25, I'm just going to name off like some of them. Number 25 is Scarlet Witch, Wanda. This is MCU. Shuri is number 23. Let's see here. Rocket is number 20, which is kind of funny. Nebula. Actually, where's Gamora? Because Gamora is good as hell. Oh, so while I was scrolling through this, one of the ones where I was like, shit, man. Nick Fury is number 12. Super good. Matt Murdock, Daredevil. Also really Daredevil. Deadpool's not
Cage?
Cage isn't on here. Deadpool's not on here. Scott Lang, Ant-Man is number 8.
Can't make the top 25?
Nope.
That's crazy.
Black Panther's number 6 actually on this list, and Hulk is number 7.
Okay.
So you guys can check out that list. Go to it's
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel wasn't on there either.
Okay, because a lot of people didn't like Captain Marvel. So I was like, so wait, if Captain Marvel made the 25 and Deadpool didn't, I'm gonna have to write it. I'm gonna have to do a Karen. I need to talk to your manager.
Oh man, I'm just scrolling Instagram here to kind of go back here. Our friends over at the Turnbuckle Tavern, they posted like a picture, and there you go. Who do you think is the huge Hall of Fame worthy star that AEW is going to have on Revolution this Sunday? They put Tessa Blanchard and Bully Ray in the picture, but on top of Brock and CM Punk. I didn't even think about Tessa Blanchard.
The only thing that makes me hesitant about that is this. Like, I don't know that she would want to work in the same place her dad is. Like, that's my only trepidation about that. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it was her, but I'm just saying, I don't know if she would want to do that.
Sorry, guys, I lied about there being no more wrestling talk.
We had a lot of days in between.
Yeah, absolutely. Last segment of the night or the day or whenever the hell you're listening to this is what you're watching. This is DJ's segment. He came up with this. So DJ, I like what's on your list, man. Tell the people what you're watching.
Well, starting like before I started we started recording here, I just happened to click on Amazon Prime, and Coming to America is live. You can click on it right now and start watching it. I'm gonna watch it on probably in the terminal when I'm in Salt Lake City forever. I think that's what I'll be watching in the terminal.
So you haven't watched it yet. I keep seeing it pop up, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta watch it. I want to rewatch Coming to America 1, to be honest with you.
You probably should. I would highly suggest. Yeah, it's been because I just finished watching it again this week, and still funny as hell. I know most of the lines to it. It's probably a lot of us do. But I think it's gonna, it still holds. So yeah, I would definitely say watch part 1 first, and then you can now slide into part 2.
Yeah, absolutely. So I finally started WandaVision. I watched 2 episodes with my son, and I was like, okay, we got past the first 2. He liked the first 2 episodes. I know everybody's like, you gotta get past the first 2. I think it was Saturday night. Me and him watched. It was Saturday night with me and him watched it. We went over to my parents, had dinner, came home. Me and him watched the first 2 episodes. Went to bed. Woke up in the morning. That little SHIT woke up Sunday morning. And watched the rest of the series without me. He watched the other 4 episodes or 6 episodes, whatever it was, without me.
You got to teach him some binge etiquette here.
Dude, I was like, what are you doing? He's like, what? I'll rewatch them. So yeah, dude, if you have a girlfriend or a wife, that's considered cheating on them.
Yes, it is.
Cheating on a significant other. If you watch something you guys are watching together that's considered cheating.
It is. No, you got to teach your kids some binge etiquette here.
So that being said, I have not watched. This is probably why he didn't wait for me, is because I have not watched the other 2 yet, or the other episodes yet. It's on my schedule. It's going to happen. Maybe even tomorrow night. We'll see. But WandaVision, and then I watched episode number 2 of Young Rock, which I thought was really good. There's a little Andre the Giant action figure that is in that episode. Oh no, it's this. I think it's this episode. I'm not up to episode number 3 yet.
Okay.
But episode number 2 was good.
Episode
3. He takes the girl to I forgot her name, but he takes the girl to
he takes her to a match at the swap meet. Yep.
He gets all into it. That's so my wife. She's like, oh, wrestling. All right, I'll go, whatever. And then we go, and she fucking loves it. So and then I started while I was on Peacock, I put on Parks and Rec. Hot take here. Parks and Rec is just as good as The Office. Hot take there.
That is a hot take. There's a trigger warning for that. You're gonna have to put up for that one.
That's all right. Here's what I'll say about Parks and Rec and The Office. The Office is good in the beginning, and then kind of slowly gets worse. Like kind of isn't as good. And I think Parks and Rec is different. I don't know, something's up with your mic or something. You keep breaking up every time you go to say something. But
once Michael leaves, that was it for The Office.
Well, we might have to have an Office episode here, but I'll say this: when The Office was first on, I agree with you 100%. And then I went back and rewatched because they were on Comedy Central. I didn't know I was getting Peacock, so I literally was like, I'll try to binge watch this again. Season 9 is that last season is a lot better than I remember it being. Watching it now, I feel like they showcase a lot more characters like Angela and Oscar and Stanley. They kind of not come out of their shell, but you get a side of. Yeah, they're much, much, much better. And then, so what I was saying about The Office and Parks and Rec is The Office starts out great. Right out of the gate, it's amazing. And then kind of like we said, drifts off, not as good. Parks and Rec is the opposite. I feel like Parks and Rec, the first 2 seasons aren't great. They're good. They're watchable. but that show consistently gets better as it goes. Consistently, every season gets better and better and better. So I love rewatching Parks and Rec. I was flipping through Peacock, and I need to watch 30 Rock. I've never watched 30 Rock, and I've heard really good things. So that might be on my list next week of what I'm watching. So we'll see.
I like 30 Rock. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've watched like maybe 1 or 2 episodes, but I never really finished it. So, but and that's it, you guys, for Walk This Toy Aisle or Falls Count Anywhere. Where are we? Falls Count Anywhere. Falls Count Anywhere. That's it. That's
Falls Count Anywhere. I love when you get tired. It's entertainment in itself.
Absolutely. Time to wrap things up with some shout outs. Our boy Phil Gentile. He is doing his podcast, the Fig Cave podcast, and he interviewed Zombie Sailor this past week, and it was a great episode. Make sure you check that out. Zombie Sailor's got those retros coming out. Great stuff. Make sure you check out one of our sponsors, Figure Collections, figurecollections.com. You heard the ad earlier, youtube.com/Figure Collections. And then Extra Cooler. He helped us out. He actually designed the new designs that you'll see in our Pro Wrestling Tees store, hopefully very, very soon. So make sure you check out the Extra Cooler show. Great show. And check out his artwork and stuff over on his Instagram. Of course, you got to check out our boy Kenny at the Call Up, and then WrestleGeddon podcast, Coming Down the Aisle podcast, Turnbuckle Tavern podcast, Buy, Sell, Trade Toys at Buy, Sell, Trade Toys on Instagram. And you can use that code RUN10 for 10% off. Keystone Collectibles. Kind of new to the sponsor world here, or giving us an offer to share with you guys. Keystone Collectibles. You want to go to KeystoneRetro.com, and if you buy anything on his website, you can also use the code RUN10 for 10% off. And then Heroes Hideout, use the code RUN_IN for 10% off. We're probably going to spend some money at HeroesHideout.com or at Heroes Hideout this week. This weekend when you're here, because they're putting on that WrestleFest 4 that we're going to. If you guys are going, you know what to do. Hit us up. We'll have stickers and magnets to give away. I'm ready to meet the Steiner Brothers and Money Inc. and Barry Windham from the Four Horsemen. And I'm ready. I'm ready for this, man. Meet and greet.
The big league signing, folks.
A good one. A couple people had to cancel. I'm kind of bummed that the Bushwhackers won't be there. Brutus Beefcake and Greg the Hammer Valentine won't be there. So they had to cancel, but some other big names. By the way, if you're buying tickets for the show, you can use our code RUN_IN at checkout and get 10% off. I did it for Money Inc. and the Steiner Brothers. So I don't know if that's supposed to actually happen, but whatever, it happened. Also, shout out to our new sponsor, Stack of Cards with a Z. .com. If you're looking for trading cards, sports cards, check out their website, and you can use the code RUN10 for 10% off there as well. And another new sponsor today, or this week, I should say, we've got a discount code now with RUN10. You can use RUN10 over at, I'm slacking here, over at figtees.co.uk. Give this guy a follow over on Twitter as well. It's at figtees. He makes action figure wrestling t-shirts, wrestling figure t-shirts, action figure t-shirts. He's actually sending us some to give away as well. So 15% off in his shop if you use the code RUN10. I should probably get that changed to RUN15 since it's 15% off. But
really,
a lot of cool stuff on there. He's got WWE Classic, AEW, all kinds of good stuff on there, and his shirts are good quality. And he's got referee shirts. We might be working out a little something as well with him. So stay tuned, as they say. Make sure you guys follow us over on YouTube. Like we said, when we started recording this, we were 2 away from that 100 mark. We need that 100 mark. So please help us out. Do a search for the Run In podcast on YouTube. And we'll have a vlog up there of DJ's trip out here to the East Coast. And then make sure you subscribe anywhere you listen to your podcast. Tell a friend about our pod. Hit up that Pro Wrestling Tees store. Remember, hopefully our new shirts will be up by this weekend. And that sale ends on Monday, 20% off using the code MADNESS anything in the store. Our Twitter is at Run In Podcast. My Twitter is at Tommy Paradise, Pairodice. Also, my Instagram is at Tommy Paradise, Pairodice. Pairodice. And then the show is the Twitter is at Run In Podcast, and the Instagram is at the Run In Pod. Keep voting in our March Madness.
Yes, so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I love seeing the results in the morning. The best chain restaurants. We're doing 2 matchups a day for the round of 64. Best chain restaurants in the United States. And we're going to record a little reaction show to those every week. Every week, we're going to have one of those shows out in a separate show. And we're not going to do it in the main show. It'll be in our feed, though. You'll see it. Quick little 15-minute show just talking about the results for that past week and all that stuff. DJ, hit him with your social media. I just talked for a very long time. Give him your social media, man.
Let's see. So both Twitter and Instagram, I am the Fig Knight 27, FIGKNIGHT 27. I like putting up, like, I've been getting, like, I've been putting some nice figure portraits up there lately. So come on and give me a follow.
Absolutely. All right, guys, this has been the Run In Podcast. Sweet dreams.